And I'm going to talk a little bit about what we call long-term treatment. It's interesting because I'm sat here right in between the meditation room on one side and the group room on the other side. And in the middle, actually, this space is what we call the gratitude circle. So it's where clients come, and it's an informal meeting where clients can share what they're grateful for. And that's a form of positive psychology. And so if we do that on an ongoing basis for a while, we shift normally from focusing on the negatives in our life to the positives in our life. And like everything, it's a habit. And when we get into that habit, our life just seems to get better. So I bring that up because we're talking about long-term treatment. I think that term itself is a bit ominous. It sounds like a sort of prison term, long term. Actually, it'd be better to say something like comprehensive treatment. And treatment comes in various stages. So if you're going to complete all the stages, yes, it takes a while. Why do we do that? Because obviously being in a positive, supportive environment, the longer, the better. Anyone can understand that. What we're talking about here is we're talking about working on our psychological muscles rather than our physical muscles. Although, of course, we have quite an extensive fitness program, so people get very healthy physically whilst they're here, and the longer the better. It's more of an investment in themselves, they feel better. But psychologically speaking, you can't really expect a lifetime of addiction or problems lying behind the addiction to be resolved in 4 weeks. Obviously, I appreciate some people, they don't have the resources to stay longer all the time. They've got children, they've got work commitments, and that's all good. So some people come for what I call an intensive program, because it is an intensive program. And hopefully we give them enough information and we introduce them to enough new positive activities in their life that they'll take that away and continue it. Because if we're talking about treatment, we're really just talking about recovery. The recovery process starts, as soon as you engage in recovery activities. So, and those of us who have successfully managed our addiction this way will know it's long term. It's out for the rest of my life, I hope. I really hope. I wouldn't want that old life back. I know that. So it really starts here. So whether it be treatment or your recovery, it's long term. And I think it's always worth remembering that actually what is treatment? It's what I call healing and growth. It's where we start to heal from the wounds of our addiction or anything that came before that or during that. And then, of course, it's growth. We grow, basically. We mature. Some of it's just quite natural in terms of learning to cope with difficulties or emotions, but we kind of adopt a wiser approach to life. And that needs some practice. It needs some guidance, needs some advice, some support. And so that happens here at Hope, in between or while you're learning intensively all the different aspects to do with either you as a human being or as an addict.
My experience really was coming to the end of 3 months of rehab. I really thought I was ready. I'd put a lot of hard work in. I'd done a lot of self-work and I kind of prepared myself mentally to leave after 3 months. But what was actually pointed out to me in the treatment centre that I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. There was still quite a lot of denial there, some reservations around old relationships and things that I wanted to get back for, jobs, living arrangements, court cases, and actually it just kind of wasn't time. So I was encouraged to maybe take some more time for myself and give myself a little bit more space to carry on growing in the right direction. So I actually then extended for a further 3 months, which I really seen as vital. It was kind of that point when I returned to the rehab for the second stint of 3 months and seeing that I'd actually not started to live this program and not started to enjoy recovery. And it really happened when I started to help somebody. I got the sort of buzz of what recovery was all about and what it really meant to sort of help others, which is the key component of recovery as well. It really gives you that fulfillment and actually that it makes it all worth it. So all the pain and all the struggles and the difficulties that it can cause, actually seeing just the light turn in somebody's eyes is just really so rewarding and feels very like a natural high. Something that I'd tried to replicate through alcohol and gambling for so long, but actually just helping somebody gave me the satisfaction that I'd been striving for and gave me a purpose. And from there, when I really started to really enjoy recovery was where I seen the benefit of long-term treatment, and I couldn't express enough how important it is. I see so many people sort of not doing enough time, and it's really sad to see. You know, they think they're ready, and the reality is they're not. So yeah, for me, take the time. You know, you're worth it. You need it, and it's so very rewarding when you see why you did it, looking back.
So really, the long-term approach is what I say to people. You know, stay as long as you can. Stay as long as you possibly can, and we try and help people with that. Financially, in any way we can, we try and make that possible because we want people to stay, because we know we can do more work with them the longer they stay. 4 weeks isn't a long time, it's more of a quick fix. Some people rightfully challenge me and they say, well, why do you even bother to sell or offer 4-week programs? We're forced to do that. Due to insurance and various other, annual leave from a workplace, you have to offer 30-day increments. But I'm the first to say, really, we want you to stay as long as possible, and I price it accordingly. I try and keep the cost as low as possible. So that's really the essence of it and how important it is. And of course, it's very exciting to go through the various stages. It's kind of always, I think, no matter what you're doing, whether it educationally or at work, promotion, so on, to start somewhere and then to advance through the different stages, whether it be a job or whether it be a degree course and moving into a master's. It's similar here. You know, you do the basic course and then you move into the advanced course. And we will probably take you through the natural process that would otherwise take a year or two. So thanks for listening, and this is Simon from Hope Rehab in Thailand, over and out.